please do. Can you see the form in the chat? I hope you do. Okay, and to start with, I would like to tell you some initial words about Russia. Shradha, I would like to ask you to give me rights to share the screen, because unfortunately I can't. It is mentioned.
Yes, sure. Just a second.
And me too.
And Professor Victor Efremov too, please. Oh, yes, it's great. Thank you very much. Can you see?
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, some initial words about Russia, just to step in to this theme. So, the first, there are some stereotypes about Russian Federation. You can see some of them on the screen, and of course, not all people, of course, think so, but some people that start thinking about Russia, the first thing that they remember, Matryoshka, Kremlin. That's okay, that's very good, and of course Vladimir Putin, of course. But what you need to do to know how to do business in Russia? First of all, the first thing to know is, of course, that Russian Federation is a really large country. And it includes several divisions, and actually you can celebrate New Year several times at once in Russian Federation, and it is 70 million square kilometers. It's really large, and it due to its size have some specificity of living and of doing business, of course. The second point about Russia I would like to pay your attention to is that Russia borders with very many countries. Actually, you can see these countries from west to east and from south to north. Very many different countries of different culture, of different religions even. And it's also plays great plays great role in the development of relations with Russian Federation and the development of Russia Federation as it is. The next point is that due to its size and due to its territory, the Russian nature is very, very different. It's a taiga with deep forests and steppes with a very flat land and very beautiful flowers and lakes. And it's tundra with rather hot climate, rather cold, but very, very beautiful. It's mixed and deciduous forests, which are everywhere in Russian Federation. And different deserts, from Arctic deserts, semi-deserts, and deserts, just classical deserts, they also exist in Russian Federation. All the nature is very beautiful, but it's very different in different parts of our country. The next point is Russian nations. Russia is a very multinational country, and we, due to this fact, we are very tolerant, of course, because we live all together. And you can see that our nations are also very, very different. And all these nations have different religions. Of course, the main religion in the Russian Federation, 75% of Russian population is Orthodox Christians. But we also have very many people that are Muslims, so with the other religions which are very popular in Russian Federation, Islam, Judaism, and of course Buddhism. Due to these facts, due to all these matters, Russian Federation is a very interesting country and very different, I must say. And today we will try to just make some maybe to cover some main special features about Russian Federation. And I would like to give a word to Professor Viktor Yefremov, who is a really great specialist in different science and especially in management, and has a very great experience in doing business, doing real business and teaching business. And I must say that his opinion about this topic is very valuable for everyone. And after his speech, I think we will try to sum up your answers that you give in our Google form. Please do remember about this. Professor Efremov, I give the word to you, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, good. Okay. First of all, greetings from Moscow, my friends. I must say it's a really pleasure to meet people from India, at least online. I in my life traveled a lot. I met a lot of people from India everywhere in the world. I have a feeling they are very intelligent and very, very desperate to work in science, in business, in economy, everywhere. So as we already informed today, you are all here because you want to know more about Russia, Russian economy, possibilities to do business in Russia, and also probably to work in Russia. Working or starting your own business in Russia requires, from my point of view, patience and understanding of Russian unique culture. That's a first of all. I must know that Russia and Russian people have gone through a lot of upheavals in their history. There have been many invasions in our country. We have experienced 2 revolutions, 2 world wars, 1 civil.
We can't hear you, unfortunately. Shradha, something with the professors.
Sorry, can you?
Now we, yes.
Oh,
Now.
Someone. Shall I repeat all of it? Okay.
After
Okay.
revolutions. After revolutions.
After the revolution, as I said, we have experienced 2 revolutions, 2 world wars, 1 civil war. We lost millions and millions of people within such appeals for 70 years. What is going on? Actually, I hear echo. It's somebody. No? Okay. For 70 years, socialism has been the economic and ideological model of the development of our country. At the end of 80s of the last century, the threat of loss of sovereignty and disintegration once again hung over our country. You may know that in 1991, the Soviet Union ceased to exist. And instead of it, 15 independent states appeared on the political map of the world, each of which for almost 70 years was a part of a single state called USSR. One of the states, and the largest one, of course, became Russia. At the moment, the population of Russia is 9.5 times less than the population of India. Area of Russia is almost 6 times bigger than area of India. So density of Indian population in 49 times higher than a density of Russian population. So you can imagine we have a vast land which can be used for everything, for business, for agriculture, for industry, etc., etc. There are a lot of possibilities in terms of the natural resources. Fortunately, the Russian people cannot be actually frightened by the possible aggression, but you know, because Russia is not just a vast country, it is a rich country. That is why it has always been the object of aggression from other states, some of which today continue not only to dream of capturing it, but also make various efforts aimed to weaken Russia as much as possible. I will not name these countries as they are very well known. We know, I mean, Russian people, how to fight. I know that Indian people also know how to fight. In Russian all history, no one has succeeded in conquering us. In addition, Russia today possesses the most and powerful weapons that no one else has. It is a reliable guarantor of our security. It should be noted that Russia has never been the first to attack anyone in its history. We have a long, long history, and never Russia was the first who attacked somebody abroad. All that our country and its citizens need is just respectful attitude and understanding that we have our own national interests. I think any country, any great country have the same position. Any great country would like its national interest can be respectful. And despite the illegal economic sanctions that United States and other countries of, first of all, economic European Union trying to apply against our economy, it is undergoing a positive restructuring, as a result of which it remains only a winner. We have a gain of sanctions which applied to us. That's interesting. I have a lot of friends in Europe. I have a lot of friends in United States. And when I speak with them, they said, okay, Victor, tell us, when do you expect these sanctions will be finished? I said, no, you ask not me, ask yourself, ask your government, because nobody wants, first of all, those who can see Russia and Russian economy, Russian market as a potential for development, would not like to have a apply a sanction to that, and would not like to make this country weaker. It should be noted that Russia is one of 5 BRICS countries. I guess you know what does it mean, abbreviation BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries are rapidly increasing in power. And for some estimation, they will catch up with the richest countries around the year 2050. Their total GDP at the moment is more than 45 trillion US dollars. So let me just attach the demonstration of my screen. Good.
Well, till the time Professor Victor Efremov is sharing his screen, I would like to request all the participants to fill their details in the link which has been sent in the chat to receive an e-certificate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you see my screen sharing?
Yes, that's great.
Good.
Well, yes.
So BRICS, GDP is about 45 trillion dollars. Compared to that figure, the total USA and European Union GDP is about 40 trillion. I understand that that perspective that BRICS countries is going to be the most powerful countries in a world in 25 years probably is a truth. But if these countries actually linked their efforts into the one chain, they will probably achieve the result much easier and much more better. But at the same time, I also have to say a little not pleasant words, because given that economic growth is important not for the country but for the inhabitants of the country, we must look at GDP per capita. Unfortunately, so far, both Russia and other BRICS countries are significantly lagged behind the United States and the European Union. So, for example, GDP per capita, Russia is about 28,000 dollars per year per person. India is just 2,000. Sorry. $2,191 per person. Just to compare, in United States, it is $63,000 per person per year. In European Union, in average, 33,000. So we can actually understand the difference. In any efforts of our governments, we can see the intention to improve the life of every single person. At least I can see this. They monitor on information channels. I can see this in Russia. I can see this in India. I can see this in China. Of course, to help each other, I mean, countries, BRICS countries, to help each other to achieve these great strategic goals of improving wealth of the population, we should create a very supportive conditions for international business and commerce between our countries. I have to say that the international business and commerce in Russia has very long history as well. The first Russian who started trade relations with India, I don't know whether you know or not, was Tver merchant, the merchant from the Russian city called Tver, Afanasy Nikitovich Maykov, who is known in the history as Afanasy Nikitin. He, in 15th century, in actually 1484, 1474, traveled through Persia which is now Iran, India, the territory of the modern Turkey, and made a famous description of his journey about how to do the business with this Eastern people. And he was actually the pioneer of the Russian commerce in the East. Now in Russia, there are excellent opportunities both for work in a specialty and for business. The state encourages any activities within the frame of 13 national projects. We have 13 national projects, which has a special attitude from our government. The first is demography, second, healthcare, third is education, fourth is culture, fifth is safe, high quality roads, sixth is housing and urban environment, seven is ecology, 8 is science and universities, 9 is small and medium-sized businesses, 10 is digital economy, 11 labor productivity, 12 international cooperation and export, and 13 modernization and expansion of backbone infrastructure. I have to say that if you find your application in one of these national projects, it is, have to be said, it's a 95% of the success, because you will get the additional help from government. You will have special conditions for your taxations, etc., etc. And I know that if we actually keep it in mind, the possibilities for India to participate for Indian people to participate in this project. I know that Indian people are very well in medicine, non-traditional medicine, but it's a healthcare. No words to say against that. Indian people are very well in digitalization of any processes. So if we cooperate to each other, it should be very, very profitable for both of us. But you have to keep in mind that in business culture, Russian people, the tough negotiators, and they always were very tough negotiators. Negotiating in Russia is often a long process. Caution, persistence, modesty, the core words for that process. And a final offer doesn't always mean that the offer actually is final. You might have to have patient in closing a deal. In Russia, there is a saying. Russian harnesses for a long time, but goes very, very fast. So to avoid obstacles or misunderstanding doing business abroad, especially in Russia, which is a different culture, it's better to find a national partner. But when we are talking about Russia, you can be absolutely sure that if you find a partner in Russia, the partner will be your friend. Because Russian people, this is actually definitely our core feature. Russians in a business, not only partners, they always are friends, because without a friendship, there is no possible business to do in Russia. My friend, you know, actually, I have here one of our postgraduate student on our department, who is actually from India, and I would like him to say a couple of words about his feelings of Russia, and probably he can deliver his view of Indian person of Russia. Gaurav, can you hear me?
Hello, Professor. Yes, I do hear you. You hear me well?
Can you say some words to our friends here on the conference?
Yeah, thank you so much. I can. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gaurav Sharma, sir. I'm a PhD student here in the Management Department of Economic Faculty. So, yeah, thank you so much, Victor Stepanovich, for just giving me some words so that I could share my point of view with you. So as we know that India has a great relationship with Russia, it's not just now, we have been sharing that for a long time, right? So we are one of the reliable trading partner of Russia. So we know that we import a lot of things from Russia, including with military equipment. We also share imports from Russia like mineral fossil fuels, fertilizers. At the same time, we also export to Russia. That's, as you told already, about pharmaceutical products, machineries, organic chemicals, and so on. So I just want to say that nowadays, actually, we don't have that kind of bilateral relationship with Russia. But anyway, we're still working on it. There are several summits which take place throughout the year between India and Russia. For example, there's an annual summit where Vladimir Putin and Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, take part directly, and they discuss their not only about politics, about security, economics, trade, and business. So I just want to say that if there are students who are looking here to work in the future or run their own business, I want to say that it's one of the best country to work with, because as we have a great bilateral relationship with Russia, right? It's gonna be easy for you to explore yourself. So I highly recommend you explore yourself, introduce new products to Russia. And we know that we are in BRICS countries. So as Victor Stepanidis said that in future, in coming future, we're gonna have like $45 trillion economy. So we have to achieve that. It's just not only a forecast, we need to do a lot of things to achieve this forecast. So boys and girls, whoever here we have, just take part and prove yourself that you can be the brilliant mind and talented person of India. Thank you so much, Victor Stepanovich. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Well, thank you, Gaurav.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
Well, sorry to interrupt, Dr. Efremov. Actually, we are quite running out of time. So we literally, because we want to hear our participants if they have some questions from you. Can we move forward to that?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm ready to answer any questions. Thank you very much. And probably Elena as well, and Gaurav too.
Yes, so I would like to invite the participants, if anyone has any question regarding this topic, regarding what they have heard. So you can please ask your question from Dr. Kolganova, Dr. Efremov, or from Gaurav Sharma as well. Do we have any question?
May I step in while our participants think over the questions and tell you some words about the form that was filled in, okay? If you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. So I have some answers, unfortunately only 7. Maybe participants do take part in this small questionnaire, but that's still very interesting because we see that speaking about what information do you like to start business with Russia, there are such main maybe directions that touch upon that administrative and legal information that is needed to establish business in Russia, and information about startups and laws and legislation about international foreign business, and how do businesses deal with are being conducted in their business laws with foreigners. So everything which touch upon the legal part of international business with Russian Federation. Actually, we must say that, of course, Russian Federation has several special laws in this sphere, and they have a lot of common with international legislation about international contracts, for example, and have some specialities. We can make a separate meeting speaking about the legislation of Russian Federation towards foreign business and towards international companies and export-import operations and subsidiaries and branches in Russian Federation of foreign companies. And I see if these question is a question of special interest, maybe it would be a good idea to make such a special meeting which will be devoted to legislation. How do you think?
Actually, that's a great idea, because I understand that today the time is so less, and this is quite an interesting topic. Also, this is one of the most important topic to talk about. So we will be soon discussing with the committee, inside the committee, and then with you, and then we will like to, of course, hold a conference or webinar with this special.
Yes, I think that would be very interesting because we have several connections with Russian Export Center, which works with Russian producers that export some products, and with the companies which are eager to import products from other countries. And I think that maybe it would be very interesting to me to invite them also. And I think that maybe our participants, today's participants, will come to our next meetings to listen to such a special topic and maybe prepare questions for us. We will be very glad to answer the questions about our country.
I think, hello,
Danny?
I think it would be a good idea because everybody will be interested to know what will be the legal procedures involved in setting up a company, especially in Russia. From every BRICS countries, people are interested to work to start companies or maybe some international corporations, but there are lack of information related to legislations, and also they are lacking with information which kind of company they should form, in which sector it should be, and where to find partners. Because as for my information, if a person is directly opening a company in Russia, it will be a little bit a trouble for him directly, but with a Russian partner it could be easy. So for everyone it would be a good and interesting topic to hear. So we may have another meeting maybe next time with this specific topic.
Yes, of course, it would be very interesting as well, because we can just systematize all the information for you not to look for it through internet or something like this. Of course, we are ready for this, and that will be very interesting for us as well. We are also would be very glad to make meetings on different other themes, and even to listen to your opinion on different topics. And I see some comments in our chat. In your point of view, what conditions can a foreign citizen invest in Russia? Victor Stepanovich, would you like to answer this question? So what conditions can a foreign citizen invest in Russia? What do you mean? In what conditions? Maybe in what spheres? Victor Stepanovich, can you step in?
I consider that question. I think it under which conditions?
Maybe, yes.
The foreign citizen can invest in Russia. We all know there are several approaches to make investment in other countries. There can be direct foreign investments and actually portfolio investments. You can buy the shares of Russian companies, or you can make a direct investment to set up the enterprise and run that enterprise on the soil of the Russia. From my point of view, at the moment, if we're talking about the small and medium enterprise in terms of the size, it is a very convenient conditions, because a couple of days ago, I was asked to be an expert. I'll give my expert a response on the our president speech to the federal meeting, to the federal council I noticed that the Russian president said, okay, in couple of years before, in the last couple of years, we made a lot for small and medium enterprise to stimulate the development. First of all, we exempt small and medium enterprise from a half of the so-called social taxation. It's some sort of payments, company payments to the centralized funds to secure their staff in terms of securing their pensions, secure their medicine, help, etc., etc. So from 30% of the profit, it's gone down to the 15%. So it means that the amount of payment to that security funds dropped twice. But the president said, from his point of view, and of course not only from his point of view, it's from the point of view of experts who advise him, it is not enough. And there are, we expect probably within 2 or 3 months additional measures from our government, which will stimulate the interest of our population to set up medium and small enterprises. So if you're looking forward to setting up the medium business or small business in Russia, I guess it's a right time to start it. That's it. Okay.
I hope that you got your answer. Palmira Stapalo.
Yes, yes, it's me. I did the question. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your explanation.
Thank you, Palmiras. Thank you. Thank you.
So, is anyone else having any question? Well, then
there is another. I can read in chat. There is a question I do not know absolutely, and the limitation to the sector will be much needed.
Well,
what is it about?
That this is the comment when we were discussing that we should have another webinar based on or
yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good idea from my point of view to make you clear to understand what kind of the legal procedure should be done. But I have to say in advance that at the moment the procedure is very easy. It's actually you are not going to get the permission. So the procedure is you are going to inform that you start the business, not to get the permission and then start the business. Start the business and inform. So it's a big difference. It's a very, very big difference.
Thank you, Dr. Efremov. Well, I see that there is another question in the chat.
Yeah, Mamun. I have a question. Can an Indian purchase shares in Russian companies? Of course, yes. Why not? There is a regulation. If you would like to know that regulation, we can actually, to know this question, Elena, just write down the notes. And next time we on our webinar, we will deliver to you probably the link or to, the link to documents explaining how the foreigners can take part to purchase shares of Russian companies.
And maybe I also tell just several words in advance. Actually, there are very little limitations in this sphere in Russian legislation. There are some spheres that, due to state safety, are limited for foreign investments, foreign direct investments.
The number of shares.
And yes, and these also only the number of shares, not just strict limitation and not just strictly forbidden. We have these limitations that, for example, in some spheres, the number of shares can't exceed the 49%. Foreign shares, I mean. So this is just some information in advance, and this touches upon only several spheres of state safety. And we will, of course, make the more precise presentation about this information and give you all the links for you to understand all these precisely.
Good.
Well, thank you, Dr. Kolganova. Thank you, Dr. Efremov. I hope that this will be, this must have answered his question. Also, I would like to invite more participants if they have questions further, or maybe we should sum up here if no one has any questions.
Yeah, maybe we sum up here. Thank you very much. We, with Professor Efremov, were very glad to take part in this webinar. And we would like to ask you to fill in the form that we mentioned here in the chat, because it is really very interesting for us, and this will help us to make other seminars and other webinars, and probably we hope that we can meet with you, maybe even in person when it is possible, and to make maybe some conference, maybe big conference, online or offline. We will be very glad to see you.
Elena, there is one more question, interesting from my point of view. Is it allowed to have FDI from third country in Russia? Not just allowed, but welcomed. Actually, we have a special committee governed by our president for considering any issues which linked to the FDI in our country. So FDI in Russia from other countries are very much welcomed.
Moreover, we have even special economic zones for some industries and for some directions, which give some special conditions, but not only for these zones, all over in different industries. It's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
well,
we are very I think for today, we can just make a short stop till the next our meeting, and just to put not a dot but a comma, I think.
Well said, Dr. Kalganova. I totally agree with you. So I would like to pay gratitude to you and to Dr. Efremov, and of course to research student Gaurav Sharma for his words as well. So as Dr. Kalganova says that it's a great luck for us today to get such a platform, and we could discuss on this topic. And as I would like to thank Dr. Efremov that he gave a real wide view of, along with the statistics, which made us made us see beyond the typical thoughts what we have about Russia, and to encourage and to generate new ideas where we can where we can invest in Russia, in what sectors. So well, it will be great to say not goodbye, but to say that we will be soon organizing a conference, especially discussing the legal topics, the concerns, doing business in Russia. And yes, we are looking forward to this and your participation. So thank you all for participating today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next time. See you next time, friends.
See you next time. Goodbye.
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 Bye.